guys, Jonah here, back with a beer review and the first of the 12 beers of Christmas. Yeah, I picked this up obviously from BrewDog, but I got it in Tesco's because they were doing a deal. If you're a member of the club card or whatever, you got £3 off. So I think this was 13 quid when I picked it up. And I'm not 100% a BrewDog fanboy, so please take that into consideration. But I thought, when there's a good deal on, why not take advantage of it? And I've shown you the unboxing of this before. If you haven't seen that, why don't you look back in my unboxing reviews? You'll definitely find it. And this is the one I thought we should start on, because there we go. It's called Hoppy Christmas. Well, there's a bit of debate here. It says Hoppy Christmas Festive IPA, but it also says on the side, batteries not included. This is a 6% American IPA, and apparently this they brew it in America. So this is an American beer. I doubt this one was actually brewed in America, mainly because it's a smaller can. They do 355s, I believe, and this is a 330. So this was definitely made in Scotland. I'm trying to work out what is in there. What have we got? We got barley, hops, and yeast. Oh, I thought there'd be something else in there, but apparently not. And from what I understand, I'm led to believe, this has got Simcoe hops in it. Or at least the American version does. I don't know if this is like a rip-off version of their own beer, but I wouldn't put anything past BrewDog, to be honest. They're a law unto their own selves sometimes. Oh, yes. Anyway, it's quite a strong. For UK IPA, it's reasonably strong at 6%. American IPA, that's pretty standard, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, their IPAs usually start 6 upwards, to be honest. 6, 7, sometimes even 8%. Wow. Give this one a full pour, and I'm obviously pouring it into the Santa mug, Santa glass. See my t-shirt with Bar Humbug on it. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. Hoppy Christmas even. There we go. I'll stick that on the front. That, can they go there? So you can see it says the Hoppy Christmas. Let's turn this a little bit. Oh, look, there's Santa. And there's me. My happy little smiling face. Some people say I look a bit like Santa. And look at me through there. Look at that. A nice level of carbonation there. The colour is actually pretty good. It's yeah, it's bordering amber. I know it's kind of, it looks a bit yellower on the screen because I'm looking over here at my monitor, but yeah, it looks a bit yellower on your screen. But for me, that's a kind of amber coloured ale. Good fingers, white, fluffy head, some lovely bubbles. That carbonation is proper, especially for an IPA like this. Really good. Obviously, it's in a can. It's not going to be bottle conditioned at all, so it's force carbonated. That has survived reasonably well, I have to say, even coming down from Scotland to here. Via Tesco's. Cheers and beers. Okay, first thing, the carbonation is not too bad. Because I haven't put this in the fridge, the carbonation hasn't reabsorbed into the beer, so I'm not getting that carbon burn, which is good. What I am getting though is some lovely, lovely kind of orange, tangerine, maybe some type of mellow grapefruit, blood orange, that type of thing. Am I getting the full-on juiciness from here that I would expect from Simcoe? Not especially. It's interesting. I'm also getting a nice malty kind of biscuit stuff. So perhaps this has got some Amarillo in as well, giving a double orange boost. Definitely a citrus on the orange side. And like I say, I'm led to believe this is coming from the Simcoe hops, but who knows, it might not be. When you transfer a beer from a different country, obviously it was born here originally, but apparently it's a staple of BrewDog USA. Yeah, sometimes you don't get the same hops, don't get the same malts, that kind of stuff. So sometimes people jig the recipe, rejig even. But this is nice. There is a hint of kind of greenness in there too. Obviously, in my head, that kind of triggers something saying it's got one of the C hops, usually Citra, because it's the one that is easiest to get hold of. I've said it many times, but it's still in 2024 the hop that's grown the most in the whole world. So I'm not surprised if it's in here, but definitely a green hop, giving a little bit of that kind of grassy kind of forest or hedgerow, sometimes I refer to it. But then we've got that nice citrus to balance. Malt wise, like I said, there's a little bit of biscuit, there's a little bit of kind of toast, but yeah, it's not a superbly kind of a sweet malt bill. So I'd be surprised if there was any crystal malt in here, which if they're calling it an IPA, tradition would say it should have a little wee pinch of Citra in there, Citra, Crystal 60, Crystal 90, something like maybe a tiny bit, just to get it a little bit of sweetness in a kind of caramelly sweet way. I'm not getting it from this at all. It's quite a flat malt bill, to be perfectly honest. I'll tell you what's interesting is the color though. It's because it's not like superbly yellow. It's not like a yellow gold, although it does look like it to you guys. I'd say there is something in there, just to take the edge off that pale, yeah, that pale ale kind of multicolour. Because otherwise it would be like a lager, and it's beg your pardon, it's definitely darker than a lager. It's not a dark lager. I'm not saying that. There we go. Now I believe there is a tiny bit left in the can. There is indeed. Fantastic. I think that's quite clever. BrewDog, Hoppy Christmas, batteries not included. I wonder if it says, now that we've got it like right on its side, I wonder if it'll focus on, oh, there we go, yeah. Does it say brewed in a certain place? Got a lot of Chinese on there as well. I wonder if they're contracting out to China now. Maybe this beer, Hoppy Christmas, once again. No, this beer was made in China. America, we stand, blah, 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 blah. Brewed in Ellon, it says. So, yeah, I reckon it's an American style beer that they brewed here in Scotland. Weirdly, not much going on the nose. Yeah, I mean, say what you want about BrewDog, they do make some nice beers. They do have some strange politics about things sometimes, and they're basically a macro beer at this point. They are not, even though it says craft, craft, craft all over everything they do, they are not a craft brewery. In the same way that Sierra Nevada is not a craft brewery. These craft pioneers, I should say, have got too big for their capacity, too big for their boots, some would say, but they cannot be thought in the same terms as, yeah, as a smaller actual craft, as in artisan brewery. They are 100% a macro brewery these days. Just something to be aware of. I'm not even saying that's a bad thing, to be honest. And there we go. Having that last sip, there's perhaps a tiny, tiny bit of kind of metallic taste in there too. And I'm not sure where that's coming from. Maybe it's over processing that's happening up in Scotland. Not sure. Not sure. We shall see, dear viewer. But anyway, there we go. That is day one. Let me put that out of the way. Day one of the 12 days of BrewDog Christmas. And that was day one. Batteries not included. Hoppy Christmas to you all.